So those Good morning, honorable members.
Good morning, Deputy Chair.
Morning, Chair.
Thank you very much.
Morning, Chair.
I'm glad that I'm audible, and it's good to see all of you on the platform. And I want to welcome you to this meeting, the report back meeting that we are going to now engage on. And firstly, I think we do have a quorum to start the meeting. Chief Whip,
recording in progress.
Good morning, Deputy Chair.
Good morning.
Yeah, I believe that the Secretary can confirm that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we get confirmation? I see the hand of Honorable Hadebe.
Chairperson, good morning, Deputy Chairperson and fellow presiding officers and Chief Whip and all the people who are on the platform. Do we have any apologies before we start presentation, sir?
Yes.
Yes, I thought I'll just check that we do have a quorum before we start, and there is an indication that we do have a quorum. So we will commence with this meeting. And I do have an apology that is from the Honorable Chairperson of the NCOP. I was contacted last night by the Executive Director from her office, and I was told that the Honorable Chairperson will not be available to chair this meeting. So she has asked me to chair this session today. That is the only apology that I received. Chief Whip or the Secretary, did we receive any other apologies?
Chairperson, I guess the apology will be from the team that is in Brazil. That is the only apologies that we have, and then there has been a number of apologies that were raised from the side of Honorable Pinar. Honorable Ryder will leave us at 9, and then Honorable Brits has also apologized, and Honorable Pinar, and then it will be the team that is in Brazil that is led by Honorable Modise, Honorable Van der Berg, Honorable Farmer, Honorable Mapule Dlamini. That is the team. If there's any other, and then also I think there's also another member from NCOP that is part of that team. Other than that, Chair, I believe that we do correct. We can proceed if the Secretary confirms that. But from that, those are the only apologies that we received. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chief Whip. Advocate Pindela, can you confirm that we do have a quorum and we can proceed with this meeting?
I propose that we proceed, Deputy Chair. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Greetings once again, all honorable members that are on the platform, as well as officials and staff from our various offices. The purpose of this meeting is basically to get a report back on the provincial week that all of us were engaged on this past week, and to get report back from the various leaders of the delegations that were in each of our 9 provinces. And from my side, I want to say that I'm very grateful that the provincial week was taken seriously, and that our delegations from our 9 provinces were out there, but we will get a full report from each of them. Having said that, we will now proceed to taking the report backs, and according to the program, each delegation has 10 minutes to do the report back, and I will give the first opportunity to the Honorable Nankonyana from the Eastern Cape. Honorable Nankonyana,
My humble and sincere apology, Deputy Chairperson. I've just been briefed that the Finance Committee, all of them at 9 o'clock, will be starting their meeting to ensure that we are ready for the 17th of December. That is the latest apology that I humbly request that we note it, Deputy Chair. Thank you.
Okay, no, thank you very much, Honorable Chief Whip. Are there any delegation leaders that are involved in the Finance Committee so that we can take them early?
Deputy Chair, I know that Honorable Khadebe was leading the Free State delegation and is a member of that committee. Maybe we could get a sense from Honorable House Chair of International Relations if he's ready. Then we can proceed with him. Thank you.
Okay. No, we still have time in terms of our program. So we will take Honorable Nonkonyana first, and then Honorable Hadebe is next on the program. So I think we will be within our time to accommodate Honorable Hadebe. All right. Thank you very much, honorable members. We now hand over to Honorable Nonkonyana for the report from the Eastern Cape.
Deputy Chair, honorable members, both permanent and special delegates from the entire provinces of our Republic of South Africa, distinguished guests, people of South Africa, good morning all. For the first and foremost, thank you very much, Chair, for giving us. It is my singular honor and privilege on behalf of the mighty province of the Eastern Cape delegation to present to this august House the report back and assessment of the state of municipalities in the Eastern Cape we are all proud of. We kick-started our program by having a session with the leadership of our province under the leadership of our Premier Oscar Mabuyane, as well as the MECs that were there, including, of course, the staff. And I'm pleased to report that we were warmly received and provided with comprehensive report on the state of the entire province of the Eastern Cape, with particular reference to the state of municipalities and the determination of our province to deliver basic services to all of them, in line with our theme of building a viable municipalities for enhanced delivery of the basic services to our communities. In this regard, Chair and honorable members, we were fully briefed by the Honorable Premier, who actually was assisted by the MECs responsible for cooperative governance and traditional affairs, Honorable Williams, and MEC responsible for public works, infrastructure, and human settlement, Honorable Luciti. The officials from both national, including the Department of Road and Infrastructure, as well as Department of Water and Sanitation, has provided us with a comprehensive report detailing the successes by our provincial government, as well as the challenges that they faced. And we were impressed, honorable members, by the determination on the part of the provincial leadership, working hand in glove with the district municipalities in the entire province in making sure that the Eastern Cape province is indeed a province under construction, as well as a province that was determined to deliver a better life to all its citizens. And in this regard, we were impressed by the saying of our minister, or of our premier, that the Eastern Cape is indeed an Eastern Cape that we will all want, and the Eastern Cape that we will all be proud of. And in dealing with their responsibility of delivering basic services. The challenge, Chair, of blockage of mega government projects remains, which, as honorable members will all know, that we have been confronted by the construction mafias and all other criminal cartels that were actually determined to frustrate our government determination in delivering these services. In this regard, the Premier indicated to us that time has come that we, the NCOP, assist his government to make sure that South African police services are assisted by members of South African National Defence Force in trying to deal with them. And the criminality evidence by the organized criminals and cartels must be nipped from the bud, honorable members. And during this year, we decided to conduct oversight in the OR Tambo region with specific focus to follow up on the challenges we experienced which was experienced by our predecessors in 2023. OR Tambo District Municipality is one of the biggest municipalities in our beloved country, which is mainly rural and has been plagued by instability. And after that, it has been given an opportunity to pilot a district development model. We are pleased to report to this House that since our last provincial visit in 2023, the municipality has embarked, amongst other things, on financial recovery plan to turn around the financial management to be able to deliver the services and work hand in glove with all 5 municipalities, namely King Sabatata Lingebo, King Mhlonto, Inguza Hill, Nyandeni, Winnie Matigizela Mandela local municipalities, and Port St. John's. And we visited Luteke Dam, which is one of the mega infrastructure within Winnie Matigizela Mandela municipality, which is part of Alfredson District Municipality. And it is now fully functional, honorable members, and delivers clean water to some communities, including Bizana Town, and as well as the Adelaide Tambo Memorial Hospital. There is, of course, a dire need to improve the delivery of water services and sanitation, as was evidenced by the concerns which was expressed to us by local representatives who actually received us. And we were very impressed by their determination to assist our government to deliver the basic services, including providing compensation to affected homesteads, as well as Isikelo Traditional Council. We visited Inguza Hill, which is a memorial site, but on our way, we wanted to see the state of the road leading to that memorial complex. And we noticed that indeed there are challenges. The road surface is in bad state. It needed urgent attention. And the municipality, again, Inguza municipality, also reported to us about the delivery of the housing projects next to Holy Cross, and we did visit the site next to Holy Cross Hospital, and we then were briefed that the contractor that was on site was the third one. The first and second one did not perform the duty, which actually delayed the needed delivery of the housing infrastructure to that community. But the third one actually demonstrated to us that indeed with a capable and credible contractor, this can be done, because we witnessed for ourselves the decent housing that has been provided for there, and which actually gave us that there is a need to screen all the contractors, and so that we can get a contractor that will be able to deliver. However, in this regard, a challenge cropped up around delays, which means, therefore, that the Treasury, as well as the municipalities and all ourselves, need to pay attention to this, in that the delays that have been caused has an effect on the budget, which delays the delivery of such services. As a direct result, instead of delivering a number of the households, you find that the municipality is constrained to deliver part of this, which has a negative effect on our determination to deliver these services. And we had to progress, to proceed, honorable members, to Msikaba Bridge. Honorable members would recall that this is one of the meager construction sites that was bedeviled by challenges, which was reported before. I will need not bore you again, but when we visited there, we saw for ourselves that indeed now...
Round up, Honorable Advocate Nokonyana, as you round up.
Oh, there is a progress. To round up, therefore, Chair, we believe that there is a need for all spheres to work together in the delivery of these services. Contractors commissioned to perform these services must be screened, and there must also be that constant collaboration in all spheres of government. And that, of course, our national government must work and assist our provincial government as well as local municipalities to deliver the services. There is indeed a need for all of us as public representatives to conduct our oversight from local municipalities and district municipalities as well as ourselves.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Member.
Thank you very much, Chair. Otherwise, I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate your report. We'll now move quickly to Honorable Hadebe, because I know they have to rush off to the finance meeting. Honorable Hadebe, over to you.
No, thank you, Honorable Deputy Chairperson of the Council, the Chief Whip, and the fellow proceeding officers. I'm going to present an executive summary because the entire report is to be adopted next week on Tuesday by the delegation at 13 hours. So I'll go with the executive summary, Chairperson, for the sake of time. The key issues which were arising out of the oversight report, the oversight is the issue of the financial instability. I think that we know very well. First of all, we got a presentation from the side of the MEC of COCTA, who gave us the status quo of what is happening in the municipalities financially in terms of the service delivery. Number two, we also got a presentation from the Auditor General's office, whereby we were able to understand the detailed financial status of each municipality. Number three, we got also the presentation from SALGA about the support which they are providing to the various municipalities, which they have to execute the services. So, but that aspect will come out in the main report. So the key issues, Chairperson, which are arising out of this is financial instability, the aging infrastructure of all of the municipalities, because a lot of towns there are above 100 years old, so the infrastructure is very old. And then number two is the issue of the procurement failures within the municipalities and the project delays. And the project delays are multifaceted. The issue of incapacity within the municipality, various municipalities. The progress noted in bulk water project, the source sport water treatment works and Putari Shaba pipelines and Caledon abstraction where those projects, those major projects have registered as very serious project, the land of progress, and then it means that they'll be able to be within the timeframes of the project to be able to deliver the project. And then the challenge is the issue of the contractor abandonment. The contractors, we find that sometimes the consulting engineers, they're appointing the contractors who are not capable, because we know very well that when a project is up to a certain value, a contractor must have the capacity to provide the cash flow. So what happened there is that some of them were not, after being appointed, they were not able to complete that. The issue of water utilities licenses is also the delay, also on the side of ESCOM. And then environmental non-compliance and damage roads. We know very well that the Eastern Free State District, which we identified in the Thabo Mfutshane region, is prone to fires, is also prone to floods. Provincial commitments, stronger governance is required, accelerated land recovery plans on the side of municipalities, because we found that there was a serious problem whereby the water boards, the ESCOM, the issue of the pension funds, they are not paid over to the requisite schemes. And then the issue of technical department, actually there was one municipality which we discovered that it does have none of the Section 56 managers. So you ask yourself, how does it operate? Although they gave that they put the junior staff to do the job temporarily, but you know very well that the Systems Act is very clear that after 90 days, someone cannot act beyond 90 days. And the accountability measures, when you look also on the side of the Auditor General's report, it's very clear that these people are not keeping the proper records. The issue of the people taking responsibility for the wrong decisions which are taken. And then what we are going to recommend from the side of the House of the NCOP, that there must be urgent stabilization in all the municipalities. Because when you look at the 6 municipalities which are there, the district is the only municipality which is having its own capacity to produce the financial statement. The other municipalities, they rely on consultants and that. And then, but what is also very critical is the issue of the consequence management. It cannot be that the people are taking wrong decisions and then nothing happens. And then the issue of rapid completion of priority projects. The issue of water is life. The issue of sanitation is dignity. But you find that two projects actually in the Kitwana municipality, they started in 2012. And 20 bucket eradication is not yet complete. But also the issue of the disturbance of the projects by the local development forum, there is ugly head, But in the other municipalities, it is not as severe. And then municipal instability is driven by weak controls, poor audit outcomes, leadership vacancies, material irregularities and financial distress across the municipalities, poor revenue collection and high water and electricity losses, infrastructure collapse due to years of under-maintenance and limited technical capacity, provincial interventions, PMU support, governance strengthening, and improved grant monitoring. And then the next one, on the issue of infrastructure and service delivery, water and sanitation system are critically aged across municipalities. Bulk water projects progressing. Putari Shaba plug supply, bulk water supply is at between 87 and 95% complete, so they are going to reach the land. What is true is the issue of the delays of water utility licenses. As I said, that when you go to the clubbing, you find that they'll complete a project, a sewer pump, but to find that the ESCOM does not provide them with a license to connect. Actually, in one case, it's more than 24 months. The license is still pending. It shows that the Minister of Energy must intervene. The road infrastructure, in particular in Kwakwa, is severely damaged by the floods and erosion. Bucket eradication stalled in several municipalities due to procurement failures. And then the key cross-cutting challenges which are there is the governments. One is that from the side of the political instability. The infighting between the political parties and across other political parties within the municipalities, poor internal controls, and then the weak land, the supply chain management compliance, the issue of financial distress. Basically, most of these municipalities, they depend upon grant funding in order to be able to deal with the issues of safety delivery. And then, but also there's a poor system of billing and high debts. It's very difficult for them to recover the debts. Infrastructure delays, contractor abandonment, as I said, disputes and regulatory delays, maintenance backlogs leading to recurring sewer spills and water outages, security issues, vandalism and theft of affecting pump stations and networks. So what is very important on the side of the NCOP is that there's uneven progress across municipalities. And then there's hope. I think there's 2 municipalities who can see that they need immediate intervention, but the other municipalities, really there's serious progress. You can take Dichabeng, you can take Maluti, as I said, you can take Pumelela. The progress is very clear that they know what to do. That's why we even recommended that they must go and share their experiences. Those underperforming municipalities must go and share with their partners there. Project success strongly correlated with strong PMUs and stable contractors. What is critically the appointment of wrong consulting engineers. It has led to these problems which we are having. Severe loss of institutional memory due to staff turnover. High-risk capital projects require stronger provincial oversight. And then the recommendations: fast-track the financial recovery plans and ensure compliance within 30 days. Deploy provincial technical teams to distressed municipalities within 14 days. Introduce contractor performance dashboards and supply chain management reform. Accelerate key water and sanitation upgrades within 45 days. Implement digital billing and metering within 6 months. And strengthen the PMUs using the district levels. But what's happening here, even in the district, I think the district raised a serious issue. There was a Section 139 intervention some time back, and then those functions have not yet been returned to, so they basically become a coordinating structure. So what we need is to intervene to ensure that the district gets is mandate, to be able to help the municipalities. And then the other issue, the key undertaking, the premature request municipalities for financial recovery plans within 60 days, technical support teams to be deployed within 60 days.
As you round up, Honorable Member.
Yeah, quarterly consolidated reports on municipal performance, district payments to be operational within 30 days, cyber resilience, and legal action to be taken for unlawful senior land appointments, because that's what leads to the instability. So well received there. I think that we work well with the provincial legislature staff and everyone involved. Bye, thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Hadebe, for your report from the Free State. In the interest of time, we shall move quickly now to Honorable Ngumalo, who is also a member of the Finance Committee, and she will also need to leave early. So, Honorable Ngumalo, over to you for your report.
Chairperson, unfortunately, Honorable Ngumalo will be represented by the acting chair, which is Honorable Sibande, because in our program, what happened, there was an apology which we have received in the following delegates, which is Honorable Ngumalo herself, who was unfortunately not feeling well during this week. And then also Honorable Philip Tsipane, who attended the G20 preparation summit. But nevertheless, as I indicated, I was mandated to represent the province.
Okay, you may go ahead, Honorable Sibande. You have 10 minutes to present your report.
Okay, thank you. I will start by saying the delegation received. Let me start with it. The permanent delegates of Mpumalanga province embarked on the provincial week oversight program in the town of Emakhazeni local municipalities. And I've already alluded to with the apologies. The delegation was joined by the members of the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature and the Emakhazeni local municipality situated in Kangada district within the jurisdiction of Mpumalanga province. It compromises of 4 major towns, which includes Belfast, Dastrum, Mgwenya, and Ntogozweni. The municipality consists of 8 wards and falls within the ambit of Category B municipality. And of which with that one, it's also creating a little bit problem because they've got some proposals that about this thing that we must really look about that section 155 of Act of 108 of 1956. Because it disadvantaged them. Then the program of the week as follows. The opening of the week were conducted by the political leadership of Emakhazeni local municipality speaker of the provincial legislature and the traditional leadership. The speaker of highlighted the capacity challenge. The speaker of the municipal highlighted the capacity challenges facing the municipality and its inability to attract skills because of its location and a lack of resources. And then also the traditional leaders welcome the delegation and appreciate the NCOP's oversight visit to monitor issues of basic services. Of particular concern raised were the issues of agriculture and food security. The traditional leadership further highlighted that they have hope that the delegation will assist the most vulnerable groups within the community. The Speaker of the Provincial Legislature highlighted the importance of the strengthening of local municipality and that communities must be at the forefront of planning within the municipality or their municipality. Chief further reiterated that municipality must be responsive to the needs of communities. And then some of the highlights we also have some of the presentation by the stakeholders, of which our stakeholders was Emakhazeni local municipality and Kangala district municipality, and the Office of the Prima and the Department of Cooperative Governments and Human Settlements and Traditional Affairs and the Auditor General Office. Some of the highlights by the presenters were the province is assisting municipality to address debts within ESCON, because this is another challenge that these small municipalities, they are highly in a problem of challenge with debts with ESCOM and Rand Water and the Department of Water and Sanitation. Through developing and implementation credible revenue enhancement plans, developing credible repayment plans, and where there are disputes on the amounts owed, putting in place processes and to address these disputes through the Intergovernmental Relation Act rather than going to court. Despite the yearly budget allocation, the province lacks adequate sports fields, libraries, museums, and community arts centers, while existing facilities have deteriorated due to the insufficient maintenance budget, lack of capacity, and vandalism. The Auditor General's 2023 and 2024 report indicated that irregular expenditure in the province increased to 2.7 billion. Fruitless and wasteful expenditure decreased to 1.4 billion rands. Unauthorized expenditure increased to 4.6 billion. The Auditor General also highlighted the challenge of delay completion of the bulk infrastructure project in the province, as well as the poor project management challenges within the municipality. Furthermore, Emakhazeni local municipalities is having serious financial challenges that can be noted as follows. The municipality ended the year in deficit of 122.5 million rands. expenditure more than revenue. Next year budget will pay the expenditure of previous years of 166%. The municipality incurred unauthorized expenditure totaling 86 million rands. There are insufficient funds in the municipality to complete the projects and service delivery. And then we continued with our delegation to visit the hospitals as well as R40 road project by Anderson Run. And also in the integrated residential development program in Siatutua, extension 7. And then in extension 7, we have realized something that some of the challenges can be addressed as a matter of effect. For an example, there was also the spillage of water, of fuel, and also some of the houses which were not built in a proper way, but we had some proposals. As earlier on, we were expected the final report, which will bring some of the recommendations in that regard. Then also we visited Masibuyele SBI Service Program, farm project. And then also we visited phase 1 and phase 2 bulk infrastructure in preparation of high altitude training center. Some observation of delegates in that regard. The delegation was satisfied by the Department of Public Works, Roads and Transport has transferred some of the mega road projects to Sanral to refurbish and maintain, more especially roads that drove tourism activities in the province. As we all know that the issue of the situation of Emakazeni is in the crossroad that can assist because we are very close to the N4. Therefore, some of the roads like R54 and R88, they are living in that regard. So their scope of operation is more than their capacity. That's why it was transferred to Sanral. The delegation was satisfied with the support of emerging farmers, but wanted that the support to farmers. Sorry, Chairman, somebody is disturbing.
No, continue, Honorable Sibande.
Yes, the delegation was satisfied with the support of the emerging farmers, but wanted that the support to farmers be of quality rather than quantity. The delegation was concerned over the slow progress of the completion of the bulk infrastructure project, including 7 megaliter reservoir. The new wastewater treatment plant and the pump station that will be the feeder to a high altitude training center in the community of Belfast were supposed to have been completed around 2022, yet the project continued to be incomplete. I think that was our main worry because this project started some years ago, but is not yet completed. The NCOP was lobbied to provide more support to the province in its infrastructure project funding and will engage further on the matter. The delegation and the various stakeholders held the community meeting in Dashroom to address the issues of concern to basic services in the area and was overwhelmed by the high turnout of the community. This is a testament of the people's wanting an urgent intervention into issues that affect them on a daily basis. The main recommendation to be undertaken by the executive are for the recommendation of the Auditor General as it relates to the MFMA to be upheld.
Honorable Sibande.
Yes, I think that is in short, which we have in terms of our oversight visit, but the emphasis that the capacity in terms of the resources, they've lobbied us about the issue that something must be done to increase some of their funds in order to address their issues. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sibande, for standing in and presenting that report. We now move on to the next honorable member, and that is Honorable Mananiso, who will present a report from Gauteng. Honorable Mananiso.
Thank you, Deputy Chair and honorable members on the platform. It's Honorable Mananiso, the leader of delegation from Gauteng. Chair, one would want to indicate to the platform that our approach as Gauteng was to revisit the project that we conducted in 2024. So one wants to report to this platform that the first day that we had a kickstart with the Speaker's office, where we were checking on administration in terms of letters that were supposed to be sent to municipalities, to different departments, and all stakeholders that are involved in all the projects that we have visited. And on the second day, we then had an overview briefing with the Premier and the MECs and different entities that are working with the province, like your AG and SALGA. And we then got a report from Department of DID with regards to the project that we were visiting. I must say, Chair, in terms of key successes, we have noted that provincial level intervention, improving governance, monitoring, and operational efficiency, infrastructure progress in education, health, and human settlement, despite physical constraints, health sector initiatives, recruitment drives, digital patient record system is there, and facility are being refurbished. And in terms of education improvement, ICT rollouts, teacher development, curriculum monitoring and support is there. And in terms of human settlement, there's an issue with regards to mega project, of which we have noted that on other areas, there's progress in planning, land allocation, and stalled project in terms of intervention. With regards to project-specific highlights, we have noted that Rustenval Secondary School construction progress infrastructure has been upgraded, and community is very happy about the achievement and all those who are involved. In terms of Springs, which is Beckerton Library, infrastructure development to enhance literacy and digital access, there's work that has been done, and we are happy about the progress because we were told that it's 92%, of which we have seen it. And in terms of Trans-Orange School of the Deaf, the facility has been upgraded and improved. And in terms of R20 and R82, Old Johannesburg Road widening and safety improvement are in progress in key sections. Contractors' performance are satisfactory. With regards to key concerns, municipal governance weaknesses, poor revenue collection, instability, and compliance are failures. Financial distress, high debt of Eskom and groundwater affecting service delivery, aging infrastructure, water sanitation, electricity, and hospital facilities are deteriorating. Delayed infrastructure project due to weak procurement, expired contracts, and as well slow contractor appointment, staff shortages in critical sectors, healthcare, policing, and as well municipal technical roles. The other matter is issues of high crime levels linked to insufficient policing resources, slow human settlement delivery with stalled on incomplete housing project, the inconsistent grant utilization, including underspending and limited rollovers. In terms of areas for improvement, Chair, we said that there should be intergovernmental coordination across provincial departments and municipalities and national entities, enhancing municipal financial management and discipline in terms of debt recovery, supply chain management, and audit compliance. We further said they must accelerate preventative maintenance to reduce infrastructure failures, improve project management capacity for faster delivery, and as well increase skilled staffing in health in terms of municipal engineering and finance. And we said that they must introduce stronger monitoring and accountability mechanism. We then said that there's a need as well, Chair, that they must improve community engagement to reduce vandalism, illegal connection, and resistance to projects. We then further noted that there are common trends affecting delays and abandonment of infrastructure projects, which is weak project planning and feasibility assessment, leading to unrealistic timelines and scope change, poor procurement processes and irregular tender awards, contractor non-performance and abandonment, slower contract payments due to municipal financial instability, and as well insufficient oversight and monitoring capacity. Budget constraint and shifting priorities delaying the projects, and as well community disruption, protest, land invasions, and as well vandalism and theft. Weak interdepartmental coordination when multiple entities are involved, and the land ownership and zoning disputes delays the projects that some of them that we have visited. With regards to the recourse for non-performing contractors, we said that they should implement consequence management for contractors, and officials implicated in non-performance must be held accountable. Terminate contracts for non-compliance of abandoned, and as well recover funds through performance guarantees must happen, and as well blacklisting non-performing contractors on National Treasury CSD, investigate and discipline officials involved in collusion or corruption. And we then said they must refer as well suspected criminal conduct to SIU, SAPS or NPA, enforce contractual penalty clauses for delays or substandard work, strengthen contract management with clear deliverables, tight monitoring, and as well engage alternative contracts to complete abandoned projects. And further said they must report non-performing contractors to Provincial Treasury for oversight. But our key takeaways for NCOP delegation is that systematic municipal dysfunctional poses a significant threat to service delivery, infrastructure decay, maintenance backlog, and slow project execution require urgent attention. Support for distressed municipalities must be strengthened through district development model and COCTA intervention. NCOP oversight should focus on ensuring implementation of commitments made during Provincial Week, and as well public trust require enforcement of accountability and timely project delivery. But as I conclude, Chair, we said that the NCOP delegation notes that the Barcelona Primary School petition is currently underway review by the Office of the Chairperson of the NCOP, and it was also observed that Troika's participation in the Provincial Week was inadequate. But one must confirm that in Tshwane, we had everybody that we wanted who is an accounting officer, which one wants to raise that their participation affects some engagement. The MEC for Health has committed to ensuring that the Kutson Clinic and Kopanong Hospital project commence promptly, and additionally, the MEC for Infrastructure Development has undertaken to urgently finalize the Simpato Secondary School and the Human Living Heritage Museum, recognizing that the strategic importance of this project is very important for the province. But lastly, as the NCOP will be writing a letter to the municipalities of Ekurhuleni to fast-track the payment for the contractors of Bekaten Library, because we are told by the province that the money has been sent to the municipality, which is the grant, of which it just needs to be released to the contractors. I want to thank you, and we will continue as the province put this work that we have done through motions, through interactions with the Deputy President and the President, and different select committees and different portfolio committees in the national sphere. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mananiso, for your report from Gauteng. We'll now move on to the province of KwaZulu-Natal. The Honorable Billy will report on behalf of the province. Honorable Billy.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chairperson, for affording me this opportunity to address the House and present a rather comprehensive overview of our Provincial Week. And just to confirm, Chairperson, this is a very brief overview, and the full and final report is being finalized and will be formally adopted by the delegation in the coming week. Chairperson, just to get on to the ongoings, or rather maybe let me just start with the success of the Provincial Week, which in our view was made possible by the cooperation across all spheres of government. We were joined by the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Honorable Tami Ntuli, the Speaker of the KwaZulu-Natal Legislature, Honorable Boyce, members of the Executive Council, MECs, members of the provincial legislatures, and all mayors from the district that we had identified, which is Umgungundlovu district. And I must say, Chairperson, that their presence did indeed strengthen cooperative governance. The Provincial Week focused on the theme, building viable municipalities for enhanced delivery of basic services. We assessed 4 priority areas, which is 1, road infrastructure, 2, human settlements, 3, water reticulation, and 4, electrification. And these are the foundation of service delivery, economic growth, and community well-being. Chairperson, the progress and achievements that we had observed is that there is a strengthened cooperation between departments and municipalities. We also observed that there was progress on the Howick CBD revitalization taxi rank, which is done through a triple P arrangement between the Umgeni municipality and the private sector. We also saw road rehabilitation in Richmond, which was quite a success, starting on time, finishing on time, within budget. We also observed bulk water upgrades in Bofana municipality, and the building of the P30 road project in Mbendle, which is quite a rural area, but the road is of great quality. But there were also challenges that we had observed, and the delegation noted some very serious concerns, which are around the aging and collapsing water infrastructure, the high water losses, especially in Umsunduzi, the delayed maintenance and weak MIG performance, and the water and sanitation backlogs of 15 to 24%, respectively. We also visited quite a disturbing project, which is in Umgeni, under the district municipality, Umgungundlovu district municipality, the Sidara housing project, which is a critical failure. At the Sidara IRDP housing project, we found that the district municipality had committed to providing bulk services, but failed to deliver that. We found that 532 houses cannot be built due to this failure, and only 100 houses are currently completed, and 619 service sites have been prepared, but there isn't any work that has been done. And the bulk upgrades require approximately 373 million that the district municipality has got to commit to. The NCOP directed that the immediate formation of a working group involving the district, Umgeni municipality, human settlements, and infrastructure, South Africa, to unblock this crucial project. Another key project that we had observed, Chair, is the Mkambatini Ward 7 rural housing project, phase 2, which aims to deliver at least 300 houses with 159 completed. Challenges included financial constraints, weather, topographical issues, and the NCOP has requested that efforts be made to ensure that there is additional funding and prioritization of access roads. With regards to the successes, Chairperson, which I just want to maybe touch on. Last year, this delegation visited projects that had been disrupted as a result of construction mafias. And this delegation made recommendation to the Department of Public Works for them to begin engaging those who are seeking for opportunities. And that report was adopted by the House. And I can confirm, Chairperson, that the MEC for Public Works did confirm to the legislature that they implemented the recommendations that were made, and there have since been construction izimbizo and engagements that have been ongoing. And as a result of that, the MEC confirmed that disruptions by construction mafias have significantly declined. Chairperson, this is a direct success of our oversight work, and I think we must take great pride for that. Chairperson, commitments going forward. Stakeholders are committed to unblocking some of these crucial projects, which include Sidara Woodlands, Sidara Housing Project, the Woodland School, Kamatini Project. There's also been commitments to prioritizing bulk water upgrades, but also more importantly, to advancing climate resilient projects, especially in Richmond, which is, in our view, far ahead in terms of planning or future planning, future proofing for the climate change. In conclusion, Chair, we can reaffirm that the cooperative governance can indeed work if it is being done effectively, and that water and infrastructure failures remain the greatest threat in our municipalities. The NCOP oversight can deliver measurable impact and outcomes if also done effectively. Chairperson, the full report will be finalized and, as I've said, will be adopted by the delegation in the next week and hopefully also by the NCOP at the right time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Billy, for that report from KwaZulu-Natal. We'll now move on to the next presentation, and that will be from Limpopo Province. And I now call upon the Honorable Mokwele to present his report for 10 minutes. Honorable Mokwele.
Thanks very much, Deputy Chair, for the opportunity, and greetings to honorable members, my colleagues in the platform, and those that are not with us here. Chair, without much ado, I'll just shoot straight to the report or the brief report from Limpopo. Honorable members, colleagues, maybe I can just try to report. I can report to say that in Limpopo we have been well received by the leadership of the province of Limpopo, led by Honorable Speaker Dr. Makoma Makurupecha, together with the acting Premier, who also happened to be the MEC of Kokta and Tate Biskop Makamu. On the same day, maybe I can report that as Limpopo we were very much privileged and lucky, because the same day that we started our provincial week program, the Honorable President of the country, Tate Cyril Ramaphosa, was in our province, in Waterberg region, Mokopane, whereby he was launching the opening of the very big mine in the country called Ivanplats. So that is why you can hear that we have the acting premier, our own premier, Dr. Prematua, was supposed to be there and usher the president of our country. Honorable members, maybe we'll just go straight to, maybe I'll start with the overview, just to say that yes, as I've indicated, on the first day we received the overview from the acting premier. We also we received the presentation from the MEC of Kokta, MEC of Road and Infrastructure and Atera Training, the MEC of Health, Medieketse Mashio, about the state of service delivery in the province within those respective departments. But we also received the report back about our previous provincial week, honorable members, because it is also key that we need to get the progress report. But I can safely report with pride that from the report that we have received, and also from the oversight that we had ourselves as permanent delegates, almost 98% of the recommendation that we made in our previous provincial week in Waterberg has been realized, which we are very much impressed. But going straight from the to the presentation or overview, our focus was we focuses on service delivery in Mopani district, which our key areas was the issue of water, roads, human settlement, health, and municipal governance. On roads, we found that there are several road projects that are completed and others that are still under construction or design. The only constraint here is the issue of budget and the issue of contractor delay. And then here, maybe I can report to honorable members that in Limpopo, with regard to the issue of maintenance, the maintenance is improved via this program called the Khere Khere Wednesday, which when we're driving, even on the gravel road, we find that our gravel roads, they are very user-friendly, honorable Manani. So this program of us, the one that I know you all of you like it most, call it the Khere Khere Wednesday, assisting us. And then another focus is we also have to focus on the issue of the maintenance backlog, which we found that in majority of infrastructure that we visited, especially the road infrastructure, there was a problem of maintenance there and there. Coming to the health services, on the issue of health services, we had the issue of the infrastructure, whereby majority of building in the health services that we visited, they've got aging buildings, and also there is also a shortage of equipment, and also the problem of water in those facilities is a major concern, which some they believe they also call that maybe the municipality must assist, but because in this regard, in terms of law, municipality cannot assist their sister department free, but in most cases, municipality, where need be, they normally intervene. On the issue of the improvements, while we have this aging stuff, the aging infrastructure or the aging building, what I can attest, what we're very much pleased, we found that those, even though those buildings were aging, in terms of renovation, it was always taken care of. And then the issue of medicine, there is a stable medicine supply in our facility, and also there is an issue of the outreach program that they are doing. But the major concern that we found there, especially in the health services, we found that there is the biggest concern of staff shortages or the staff vacancy, whereby majority of senior managers, they are still on acting position, whereby we found that in some instances we went to the hospital whereby the CEO of the hospital is on acting capacity for a very long time, which as an NCOP we raised the concern that this issue must be dealt with immediate effect. But we also find that there are also challenges of litigation, whereby in one of the hospitals there is an illegal dweller within the premise of the hospital. Other people they are renting other people within the premise of the hospital. But this process, the cost they are dealing with. And then coming to the issue of the water infrastructure, our key challenges here, honorable members, there is an issue of old pipelines, the issue of the usage of the old asbestos pipelines, which always cause this problem of the water leakage all the time. And then the issue of illegal connection, vandalism, and even the stalled and abandoned projects. And then here we also find the issue of the dispute over the ownership of the another pumping station, whereby they are unable to tell us that whether this pump station it is under the water Department of Water and Sanitation or the district municipality or the municipality. And then another issue still on the issue of water, the issue of water shedding. The community were complaining that in most cases they are not getting water all the time. There is inconsistent supply of water across the villages. On the issue of human settlement, the progress of housing and infrastructure projects, there is progress here. Then the challenge is also the issue of flooding, and also the issue of the supply of bulk water in those areas. And then on the remedial action, they've also requested the issue that as national we need to support and also make sure that we engage all stakeholders in this regard. Maybe, colleagues, I want to applaud the leadership of the NCOP on the approach that we have used, in particular by making sure that as and when we go on site, even ourselves as the delegation, we have proposed that we need to have we start to divide groups and make sure that we become effective as we are doing oversight, unlike we go on we visit only one side, being all the group. I can report to this plenary that the total of almost 22 sites were visited during our site, which the 2 were additional. We visited sites like Lorraine Access Road installation of stormwater, Papalavra Municipality, and water and household recruitment project at Tomo, and all other projects. As I've mentioned, that this oversight, this provincial week of this year, to us as Limpopo delegates, it was the most effective one ever seen. On the issue of Home Affairs in Tzaneen, here I know that the Home Affairs is the prerogative of the national. Here we find that there is a severe understating and outdated ICT system, poor accessibility of that facility, and long queue. Maybe I can just give an example. This facility of
as you round up, Honorable Makwele.
And then as I round up, okay, I should think that maybe we also have a very successful stakeholder engagement, whereby we held 2 successful community stakeholder engagement meetings for both in Tzaneen and Gyan Group. All of them were very successful. And lastly, as I conclude, there are some progress across the sector, in particular on the issue of water, that the people in Mopani, it is surely by surely they can get water. As an NCOP, we call for the stronger oversight, coordination, and security of projects as other provinces reported and reporting. And thanks very much for affording me the opportunity. And I believe that working together at the 3 spheres of government, we can deliver services to our community. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Makwele, for your report. We now move on to the next presenter, and that will be from the Northern Cape, Honorable Mabilo. Honorable Mabilo, you have 10 minutes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair, for the opportunity. The permanent delegates of the Northern Cape embarked on the provincial week, and we targeted the Namakwa district, which is the farthest point from the city, from the capital. And in that, we targeted 2 municipalities, that is the Karoo Hoogland, which include Wollaston, Fraserburg, and other towns, as well as Ahantam, which is the Calvinia part. So we were a set of 2 teams. Team 1 went to another municipality. Team 2 went to another municipality. So we are 5. 1 member of us is abroad. So day 1, we received a comprehensive detailed briefing from the acting premier. The premier did apologize on health grounds, but we were represented. The provincial government was represented by the MEC of Roads, Public Works, as well as the MEC of Cockstar. And then after that, the presentation on behalf of the MEC, the colleagues were quite appreciative thereof. And after that, we also received a detailed, comprehensive report from the Public Works MEC in terms of the infrastructure projects that we visited last year. So we were given a written update on how far we are in relation to the projects that we are undertaken, and also the challenges. One of the greatest challenges was around a multi-million school that has not been completed, but the rest of the other projects are on track. We also then received after that a report from the MEC of Cockstar in terms of the state of municipalities in the province, After that, we also received a comprehensive report from the AG's office around a whole range of performances of our municipalities. And the colleagues were quite concerned about a number of issues such as the audit fees. Small municipalities are charged astronomical fees, etc. That was on the first day of presentations. The second day, we then dispatched to our respective municipalities. We received a detailed report from the district mayor in relation to the state of municipalities in the Namakwa district. And then that was tailored down by the Karoo Hoogland municipality in Williston, where we were given a detailed report on the state of the Williston Karoo Hoogland municipality, as it is called. That was given by the MM. There's also concern there in relation to no permanent senior managers are in place. Most of them are acting, the MM is acting. And on our arrival, the mayor was changed on the second day when we were doing our oversight. So there's a new political leadership, a new mayor, a new speaker. Then subsequent to that, we then visited the projects, a number of projects in the respective municipalities. There's a youth center that has been developed. There's a MME development center that is in place, and also an advantage to take hold of the SKA. We know that the SKA is established in Carnarvon, but it is about 50 km from the Karoo Hoogland municipality. And then after that, we had 2 community meetings, one in Karoo Hoogland, which was in Williston, and the other one in Hantam, which was Calvinia. And a number of issues arose around the different sectors. One, the unemployment rate is a common issue that was raised. 2, scarcity of water. 3, the boreholes have reached their operational capacity. And also the question of lack of job opportunities for local contractors. The issue of health came up very strong. Vandalism came very strong. Theft came very strong. And also housing challenges. We visited about a housing project. Money was paid, about 3 million, but only half built houses were built, 5 instead of 200. And also that the foundation was not up to scratch. We tried to get hold of the contractor to no avail. We also received complaints around the police that there are no sufficient vehicles. The town of almost 5,000 people has only 1 temporary doctor. So our report, Honorable Deputy Chair, is quite comprehensive, but it will be adopted during the course of this week. And then we are just giving the highlight. With regard to the projects, Public Works, we visited one, the electricity project. That one, the electricity in Karoo Hoogland is old, and it needs to be refurbished. They have spent an X amount of money to do that in terms of INEP, but they still require some additional finances. The road to Middelpos, 90 kilometers, Public Works was able to report to us they have done 40, already 42. They are doing it in phases as and when they receive funds. And then there's a bulk water infrastructure, about a 12-kilometer pipeline to the tune of 50 million. That is being followed up and so forth. So there's also a question in terms of the audits that they have received, qualified audit reports. And then I've reported that there are problems around plastic toilets, that UDG, and water and sanitation is in contact with the municipality. And then in terms of informal settlements, I've indicated there are about 75 shanties. There's also a problem around land grab and also that there are major challenges around nepotism in the municipality, etc., and corruption and so forth. Those are the issues around the municipalities. There are also a number of recommendations that were made in relation to how then do we take the infrastructure projects in place. The municipalities were able to raise their readiness to fulfill their constitutional mandate. With regard to infrastructure, there were complaints around justice officers, that the officers don't have just waiting rooms for people, and also there's also lack of shelter. And then in relation to the growth of the municipality, there are clear recommendation in terms of taking forward the SKA and all the wind farms that are developing in the area, especially in the Western Cape, which is adjacent to the municipality. So the question also of abandoned projects came up very strong as a challenge for the municipality. The municipality, in its outlook, it relies mostly on agriculture, and there's a problem around water and crops and so forth. Now, with regard to the community meeting, there's a concern about the turnover of political leadership, 8 mayors in a short term, according to the complaints, and also the turnaround around the municipal manager and so forth. So, but there's a commitment from the municipality to address those challenges. With regard to the youth unemployment is between 25% and 30%, and there's an issue of the seasonal workers in the area. In terms of the way forward, Chair, is that the two municipalities are affected by old infrastructure. And also 2, in terms of the way forward, is to ensure that all stakeholders continue to work together. But the permanent delegates are very much happy that they have seen the commitment by the stakeholders to ensure that they realize the core mandate. Thank you, Chair. That will be the report from the Northern Cape. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mabilo, for your report from the Northern Cape. We now move on to the next presentation. That's from Northwest, Honorable Sitole. You have 10 minutes.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Chairperson, and good morning to your good self, the presiding officers, the Chief Whip of the NCOP, and permanent delegates across all the provinces. Today is an important day as we reflect on our observation and findings from the NCOP Provincial Week. Honorable Deputy Chairperson, allow me from the onset to express our appreciation as the Northwest permanent delegates. We were warmly welcomed by the Premier, Honorable Mokhosi, his executive and leadership of the legislature. We also extend our appreciation to the traditional leadership, the Auditor General and SALGA for their available input and support throughout this provincial week. During this NCOP Provincial Week in the Northwest Province, the committee undertook oversight visit to several municipalities, including Dr. Ruth Sukhumusi Mompati District Municipality, Moses Kotani Local Municipality, Rustenburg Local Municipality, Madibeng Local Municipality, and Moretili Local Municipality. In these municipalities, we visited a diverse range of infrastructure projects, schools, clinic, human settlement, road and water, and sanitation facilities. Northwest Province Permanent Delegate also began with follow-up oversight visit to projects we had previously engaged within 2024. We were briefed by the Provincial Department of Public Works and Road and conducted a follow-up visit to the Delareyville Road infrastructure project. We are pleased to report to this House that the road has now been completed by the department in line with the commitment they made during our previous sitting. This progress is a direct result of the committee's intervention during the 2024 Provincial Week. However, the delegation was not satisfied with the Chunyani Human Settlement Project, as no progress has been registered to date. We have formally requested the intervention of the Premier, and we believe that by our next visit, the status quo will have changed. Now, on the key highlights, Honorable Deputy Chairperson, allow me to highlight key observation of our delegation. However, the report will have more details of these issues. We must appreciate honest of our stakeholders who have participated during our visit. Now, in the Moses Kotane local municipality, challenges remain severe in this predominantly rural municipality, worsened by financial constraints and lack of resource. We visited 3 sites in this municipality, namely the Mayoral House, Murulen Clinic, and Rapurele Secondary School. On the issues of the health infrastructure, many facilities have old, depleted infrastructure, characterized by leaking roof, damaged flooring, and general despair. Murulen Clinics experiences chronic overcrowding and ambulance delay of up to 4 hours due to the poor state of surrounding roads, affecting emergency response time. The clinic operates with only 4 ambulances, whose lifespan is being shortened due to overuse of and high demand. There persists a shortage of essential pharmaceutical, with patients often referred to other facilities. On the issues of education, schools still rely on the PET latrines despite national deadlines for their eradication. However, the department presented a plan and commitment to address these challenges before the end of this calendar year. We will make a follow-up as part of our constituency work to ensure that these short-term commitments are delivered. Severe overcrowding persists, with low-grade teacher learning ratio reached as high as 1.79, undermining the quality education. We need to encourage our community to protect our infrastructure and learners. On the issue of the mayoral house, the delegation held a detailed engagement with the municipality regarding the deteriorating mayoral house, which remains on the municipal asset register. Its condition continues to worsen, necessitating urgent action. The municipality committed to table the matter before the council to determine a definitive course of action. Rustenburg local municipality, the delegation visited Yarona Rustenburg project and bulk water supply and purification project in this municipality. The municipality acknowledged challenges relating to a deficit in water supply. This requires acceleration on the infrastructure of the water project and ensure that they are budgeted for. While detailed recent information is limited, known challenges in the municipality reflects broader service delivery pressure in the region. Transport infrastructure, which is Yarona Rustenburg, the bus rapid transit system continues to be a catalyst for transforming urban transport in Rustenburg. It delivers safe, reliable, and universally accessible transport with features catering to visual impaired persons, wheelchair users, senior citizens, families, and other vulnerable groups. Despite any challenges, the system has created over 170 formal jobs, with additional 100 anticipated. It has strengthened skills development for operators and municipal officials. Number 3, which is Madibe local municipality. Madibe continues to struggle with long. Honorable Nzimande's gadget.
Honorable Nzimande, could you please mute your gadget so we don't disturb the honorable situation?
I just hope, Deputy Chairperson, that my minute was never used by Honorable Nzimande. Now,
No, don't
on
worry.
Matibeng, thank you very much, Chair. On Matibeng, Matibeng continues to struggle with the long-standing infrastructure challenges, especially in water, and sanitation. Water and sanitation, communities such as Letlabile, Jericho, and Mututlong experiences inconsistent access to clean and quality water. Challenges stem from aging infrastructure, leaking pipes, shortage of technical skills, e.g. water treatment technicians, and poor maintenance. Water shortages persist despite payment of bulk supply Mahalis water. Mutotlung sewer reroute project. This project aimed to divert sewage to the Brits water waste treatment works. After vandalism and protest, it encountered numerous challenges: contractor cash flow shortages, work stoppage due to armed individual, dispute involving subcontractor, weather-related disruption, the unfortunate death of the contractor's owner, delays in procuring electrical panels. Despite the setbacks, the project includes construction of a new pump station and a rising main to manage wastewater, critical for stabilizing sanitation services. And then on the Moretele local municipality, Moretele faces similar rural infrastructure challenges, often aggravated by natural events. Ward 16 water reticulation project aimed at improving reliable household access to potable water. Project scope included bulk and secondary supply line is 8,347 kilometers of reticulation line and then 453 yard connection and a 1.7 megaliter elevated steel tank. Contractor value is 20 million. Challenges and delays, time overruns amount to 120% of the original schedule. Coordination issues during the elevation and beam fixing of the steel tank. Compliance challenges with occupational health and safety requirement. Delays in finalizing bank guarantees and documentation before commencement. Underlying costs across municipalities, deep-rooted governance and administrative weaknesses, chronic shortage of technical and engineering skills, aging and purely infrastructure. Okay, in conclusion, the delegation made, okay. Thank you very much, Deputy Chairperson.
Thank you, Honorable Satore, for your presentation from Northwest. We now move on to the final presentation, and that's from the Western Cape. Honorable Badenost, you have 10 minutes.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, delegates. Let me stand in all the previous protocol of greetings and start immediately with my presentation for the sake of timekeeping. The Western Cape delegation during Provincial Week concentrated on the Garden Route, specifically concentrating on the the Garden Route District municipalities of Mossel Bay, George, Knysna, and Bitu. Delegates included 3 permanent delegates from the National Council of Provinces, the local leader of government business, Minister of Infrastructure, Western Cape Provincial Parliament members, mayors, Office of the Auditor General, SALGO Western Cape, MMCs, councillors and relevant directors, HODs and other officials. Apologies were received from the Premier, Provincial Ministers of Health and COCTA, and also the Executive Mayor of Mossel Bay. Day one was a briefing on the measures to strengthen the delivery of services in the province and municipalities. Day one included presentations by Leader of Government Business, Minister of Infrastructure, the Western Cape, Department of Infrastructure, all of the general delegates, and then delegates from the Garden Route District Municipality, Mossel Bay Municipality, George, Knysna and Bitu municipalities. as well as a presentation by the SALGA delegation. Day 2 included site visits, and on the site visits we were accompanied also by all of the above mentioned, including members of the Western Cape Legislature, as well as the SALGA Western Cape delegations. Site visits to infrastructure projects in Mossel Bay included Greenhaven Flats, Louis Fourie Road project, and then site visits to infrastructure projects in George included Malgate Bridge and Hwang Road project and Metro Grounds housing. On day 3, we did further site visits, and those included infrastructure projects in Plettenberg Bay, the Kurland wastewater treatment plant, and the Kolweni informal settlement, as well as a site visit to the Knysna wastewater treatment works and the Hornley Clinic. Just a brief summary of day 1. Recommendations from the briefing sessions was based around skills and remuneration, local government to offer competitive salaries to attract qualified senior managers and fill 90% of key positions, review of remuneration scales, review of and adjust local government salaries to match market rates in line with the Public Service Amendment Act 30 of 2007, strengthen governance, appoint skilled managers and enforce strict rules of supply chain compliance, fill vacancies quickly. We felt that all senior management vacancies had to be filled and key service positions had to be filled within 90 days of becoming vacant. And all the above recommendations should be delivered before the end of December 2026. The housing supply in the fast-growing Western Cape region is being held back by slow bulk infrastructure delivery. The district needs urgent support to secure land transfers from Sunroll, resolve Eskom distribution delays, and unlock funding for bulk services, informal settlement upgrades, and dignified sanitation. A coordinated intergovernmental action plan should be completed within 6 months, with implementation over 24 to 36 months. The current municipal funding models of smaller municipalities are not sufficient for major bulk infrastructure developments that are municipal competencies. In terms of the challenges that municipalities face with unfunded mandates, the delegation encourages municipalities to interact effectively with provincial government in addressing unfunded mandates. The shortage of landfill sites has motivated the district municipality to develop a regional landfill project. Due to the specific funding requirements for MIG projects, this initiative does not qualify for grant support. In order for the NCOP to fully apply its mind to the problem reported, the district municipality is requested to submit the background documentation on the process followed to establish the regional landfill in order to determine a way forward in addressing potential funding challenges. Executive undertakings from day 1 included the Western Cape Leader of Government Business. During his presentation, undertook to submit the Western Cape Cabinet approved proposals for the amendment of Section 139 of the Constitution. These proposals will be submitted to the delegation within 14 days. The proposals focus on earlier interventions in dysfunctional councils in order to ensure stable councils focused on service delivery across the province. The Leader of Government Business also requested and was permitted to submit within 14 days a list of matters of provincial interest that the province wishes to raise with the national government to the NCOP. Day 2 recommendations. The first site visit was the Greenhaven Human Settlements Project. We recommended the review of sectional title legislation, explore amendments to facilitate social housing ownership, enabling tenants, for example, at Greenhaven, to acquire their flats. Succession policy, develop and adopt a policy to protect multi-generational tenants and prevent displacement after a tenant's death. Quarterly public education workshops, host workshops for at least 50% of households on rental tenure, ownership, maintenance, sectional title rules and financial obligations. Refurbishment plan, create a multi-year 6 to 8 months plan, prioritizing on roofs, asbestos removal and structural upgrades aligned with the medium-term budget. The National Department of Human Settlements need to provide support for urgent repairs that are legal requirements, such as the replacement of asbestos roof structures. On the Louis Fourie Road project, recommendations are that within 30 days, Transnet must provide a written report explaining the delay in issuing the certificate of allowing access to a level crossing, including steps taken to prevent future delays, and the report should be reviewed by the provincial project management team within 30 days of the submission. On the Hwang Road transport infrastructure projects, by June 2026, the responsible departments will conduct quarterly audits of 100% of subcontractors with government contracts to verify compliance with Building Industry Bargaining Council wage requirements. on the Metro Grounds housing project, that by June 2026, the municipality should implement a fault dispute management system that needs to be implemented where construction defects of houses are identified and repaired. And in terms of water billing errors, reported billing errors must be investigated and corrected without requiring residents to pay disputed amounts up front, with all disputes resolved within 30 days of reporting and monthly reports to the relevant Municipal Oversight Committee. Day 3's recommendations on the Kirland wastewater treatment plant. We found no issues at this plant. The project was running very well and on time, so there's no recommendations made there. On day 3, we also visited Kolweni informal settlement. Recommendations here include within 30 days that the NCOP will formally write to the municipality requesting documented evidence of all past processes followed in housing development applications, along with copies of all grant funding applications submitted to national government for housing development. The delegation resolved that the relevant committee of the NCOP, within the NCOP with the mandate to oversee the Department of Energy and Electricity, should communicate to the executive of the department to request a detailed response on the interactions that the department has had with the B2 local municipality regarding the construction of additional substations in the area, as well as a general response to concerns raised by the district municipality regarding pressure on the electricity grid and the negative impact that this has on housing development. The municipality must submit the full package of documents within 3 days of receiving the request, and the NCOP delegation will review these submissions once received and develop a suitable response based on the contents of the report. On the Knysna wastewater treatment works in the Knysna local municipality, it is recommended that the relevant oversight structure scrutinize the MOU signed with the KIG, the Knysna Infrastructure Group, against the Public Finance Management Act No. 1 of 1999 in order to test the legality of this and similar agreements that may exist. A written report with findings and recommendations should be submitted to the NCOP for consideration. Within 30 days, the municipality will provide the delegation with an updated map and report showing all non-functional wastewater pump stations, all effluent discharge points, and their proximity to areas of elevated E. coli levels detected in the Knysna estuary in October 2025. The report must include corrective actions and timelines and be submitted within 30 days of the request. Also within 30 days that the municipality is requested to report back to the delegation on the state of repair of all wastewater pump stations that were reported as non-functional during the provincial week visit. Within 30 days, the delegation requires a full report of measures that will be taken to be implemented to ensure sufficient fresh water supply to Knysna and surrounds over the festive season and into 2026. The Moorgate Bridge Infrastructure Malgate Bridge Infrastructure Project and Hornley Clinic in Knysna. We found both these projects running on time, very good examples of good contractor work and oversight by the province. There's no recommendations here, Honourable Chair, and then I just need to say thank you very much to all the support staff from Parliament and the legislature for logistics. Everything was handled very well. All our engagements were on time due to good logistical arrangements. And I would like to thank all the delegates for very constructive contributions during the provincial week. Special thank you to our permanent delegates, Honourable Godsell, Honourable Gericke, for representing the National Council of Provinces Western Cape delegation with dignity and grace. And with that, I'd like to submit this very short and abbreviated, summarized report of our provincial week. The full report will follow in the necessary 7-day timeline. Thank you very much, Chair. I submit.
Thank you very much, Honourable Barnost, for your report from the Western Cape. We now move on to the final item on the program, and that is the vote of thanks. From my side, I must firstly say thank you on behalf of the chairperson of the National Council of Provinces, to all delegation leaders as well as delegates from the various provinces that went out this past week and took the work seriously to ensure that the provincial week was undertaken in the manner that it should. I also want to say that when one looks at these reports, we could see that there are some very positive trends where from our previous visit, there's been lots of progress that was made. But at the same time, we find that there are common problems across all 9 provinces. Issues such as aging infrastructure, incompetent contractors, and we need to look at seriously the issue of consequence management, which is not taking place in many areas, and that leads to incomplete projects and wasteful expenditure. So I think those are some of the issues that we need to focus on as we move forward. But these reports will then be presented next week, Tuesday, and then we can adopt them formally. But I want to also record my thanks to the Honorable Chief Whip and Advocate Pendela, the Secretary to the NCOP, and their staff for the work that they do in the background to ensure that these provincial weeks and the other work that we do is done successfully. I want to also thank all our delegates from the various provinces for going out there and ensuring that we monitor what is happening in our provinces and to present reports that we can now take forward, because by doing such work, we are able to restore confidence in our citizens and also ensure that we restore public trust. So I think I must offer my thanks to all the delegates that embarked on the provincial week, and of course the leaders from each of the provinces. Our thanks also go to the premiers of the various provinces, the MECs, mayors and councillors, as well as officials from the various municipalities that participated in the provincial week, as well as SALGA representatives that joined the delegations. I also must record our thanks to the officials from the legislatures as well as from Parliament, from the NCOP office that accompanied the delegations, especially the scribes, researchers, security personnel, the PCS members, as well as members of the media that were there to record accurately what transpired during these visits. Without their support, we will not be able to do our work as legislators. And I want to thank all of them for the work that they have done. Once again, thank you very much, honorable delegates. And I want to wish you all a very safe and enjoyable weekend. If there's no other matter to be discussed, the meeting is now closed. Thank you.
Don't leave the chair.
Recording stop.
Deputy Chair, thank you.
Thank you, Chip.
Mananiso. Thank you, Mabilu. Thank you, the chair.